Well, this is a video update on the 66 Plymouth Belvedere I two-door sedan build that I've been working on for 3 years and haven't made a whole lot of progress in the last 9-10 months, but a little bit. A lot of the progress is little stuff, like got the engine wired, transmission all set up, the shifter hump, transmission hump in. It's a Tremec 5-speed TKO600, so it requires a little bit of tunnel modification, but it's got 850 Holley brawler, got a fairly wild cam in it, and 11-to-1 forged pistons, steel crank, and, H-beam rods, and MSD 6AL ignition, and electric fuel pump and filter under the back seat. A few other things have gotten done. It's got to have a little bit of touch up on the paint. I had to end up buying a fiberglass hood, and I bought a 66 replica superstock hood scoop for it to clear the fairly tall dual plane manifold plus a 2-inch spacer on it. So I'll fire it up. Major milestone, getting an engine to run. So pardon me for a minute. So that was idling at about 1500 RPM. Gets down to 800 or so. It sounds like a washing machine with a bad belt and washing a bunch of pistons or something in it. Anyway, this is kind of what it looks like. I still have to put the front end on, bumpers, all the bumper brackets, things like that. Doors and trunk are all painted. They just have to be installed. I'm going to end up putting a sound deadener package in the car. Comes in a box of tiles that are rubber tiles with sticky back on it. There's the transmission in there with the shifter on it. I didn't put the ball on it. Obviously all that has to come off anyway. But anyway, it's A little bit of work to go, that's for sure. It's got I installed, and to clean up the engine compartment a little bit, I got a big AGM battery mounted in the trunk, and the primary power line, the aught gauge wire that runs up to the starter, is on a 200 amp solenoid that's only engaged when the ignition is in the crank position. In the run position and any other time, that aught line is disengaged. So I run another power line up to a junction point in the car that's on a 50 amp resettable breaker. There's the water, or the fuel pump and the filter. I had a little bit of problems with the Moser Dana 60 rear end that's got 410 gears in it. When I ordered it, I've bought a lot of stuff through Summit, and I bought the rear axle and setup and disc brakes from Summit, but they erred and they ordered a -68 rear end, which is 68 through 70, rather than the 67, which is 67 back down to 65. The 68 and up Mopar B-body rear end is about an inch wider total width, and so the 66 and 67 Dodge product B-bodies have very limited space in the rear axle wheel, or the tire and wheel hub. So that's kind of given me fits, but I think I've got a solution to it now. I'm going to have to go with a low profile Willwood brake disc, dual piston disc brake system, so that the OEM Chrysler 8 by 15 inch wheels will have enough clearance for the disc brake calipers. Right now it doesn't have enough room, and I've got about 5/8 spacers, hub-centric wheel spacers to make it fit. But clearance is always an issue. So a little bit of touch up on the paint that needs to be done yet, but it's getting close. The stuff now is kind of big stuff to do, and it'll go fairly quickly. So as you can see, the shop's a mess, but I've got a shop that's like every shop a person builds. It's never big enough. This is a 5-pound shop with 10 pounds of stuff in it. So anyway, I'll sign off, and hope you find the video interesting. Thank you. This is Robin Johann.